June 16, 2026, delivered a sequence of events that sounds like football fiction. On a single day, three of the sport's defining superstars, Kylian Mbappé, Erling Haaland, and Lionel Messi, each put on an absolute masterclass. You rarely see these generational timelines overlap so perfectly on the pitch. We are watching the sport's new vanguard actively trying to dethrone the reigning king of the old guard, all within hours of each other. And they are all chasing this. With the group stages heating up, the stakes in Group I and Group J are already forcing these players to show their hands. Let's look at the tape. What we saw across these three matches is a study on how the modern forward operates and how vastly different offensive styles are being weaponized to break down elite defenses. We start with Group I, where the French squad opened their campaign with a decisive 3-1 victory over Senegal. The match shifted the moment Kylian Mbappé found the net. That goal allowed the French squad to settle into their rhythm and move into full throttle. Before that breakthrough, Senegal had mounted a fiercely organized resistance. They made it incredibly difficult for France to find any space, but Mbappé's explosive movement eventually forced a crack in their defensive lines. That offensive momentum was secured by Michael Olise in the second half. He commanded the midfield, making precise tactical adjustments that picked apart Senegal's structure and smothered any chance of a counterattack. But despite the final scoreline, Senegal's suffocating first-half performance serves as a clear warning to the rest of Group I. They are going to make every single team earn their points. When you combine elite individual flair with strict second-half tactical discipline, you create an offensive pressure that completely overwhelms an opponent. Over in the other Group I matchup, Norway made their long-awaited return to the tournament with a crushing 4-1 blowout win. Erling Haaland finally arrived on the biggest stage. He was so hungry, scoring a first-half brace and playing with a physical presence that made him look completely unstoppable. While Mbappé relies on speed and stylistic flair to bypass defenders, Haaland operates entirely differently. He uses brute force power to run straight through them. Iraq did manage to find a brief spark of hope. Amir Al-Amari whipped in a brilliant left-wing cross, and Ayman Hussein headed it home for his 27th international goal, capping off a beautifully organized sequence. But that momentum was short-lived. Right before halftime, Haaland delivered his second goal of the match. That strike permanently extinguished Iraq's energy. This clinical performance suggests Norway could be a difficult out in the knockout rounds. They proved that overwhelming physical power can effectively nullify an opponent's tactical structure. Then we turn to Group J. The defending champions, Argentina, took the field in Kansas City and delivered a methodical 3-0 demolition of Algeria. At the center of it was Lionel Messi. If Haaland is raw power and Mbappé is explosive speed, Messi is pure intelligence. His game is entirely cerebral and instinctual. The sequence that broke the game open began with Alexis McAllister. He fired off a fierce initial shot on target that the defense struggled to handle. Algeria's goalkeeper, Luka Zidane, managed to parry the ball away, but he pushed it directly into the path of Messi, who used pure predator instinct to calm and slot home his second goal. This goal highlights how Messi has adapted his game as he's aged. By replacing raw physical speed with a refined sense of anticipation, he is able to find himself in the right spot at the right micro-moment. By the 80th minute, Messi was subbed off to a standing ovation. He had completed his first ever World Cup hat-trick, and in doing so, officially tied the all-time tournament scoring record. This chart tracks historical World Cup goals across legendary generations. Most iconic strikers plateau around 10 goals. The climb to the absolute top requires consistency spanning almost 20 years, and here at the peak, Messi hit 16 total goals, joining an untouchable summit. For 12 years, that exact numerical pinnacle of 16 goals has belonged exclusively to the legendary German striker Miroslav Klose. While this was happening, Austria and Jordan were kicking off a late-night Group J match. It was a massive moment for both nations, Austria's return since 1998 and Jordan's tournament debut, but it took place in the shadow of history. Check your feeds for the final result. The new generation staked a loud claim on this tournament today. But as the dust settles on day 6, the tape confirms that this moment belongs to the unmatched, endearing legacy of Lionel Messi.